Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vortex Racing Network's production of the Dennis Puckett Big Trucking Tuesday series. The boys of Bonfire are live at Nashville Super Speedway for race number 3 of our regular season. It's 3 wide in the booth here tonight. Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella, Smoke and Joe bringing you all the action. Boys, we've had an exciting opening to the series. We see Alex McQuarter take the win at Kentucky. Jaron Valley wins last week at Charlotte. Here we are, week 3 at Nashville. Kyle Busch Memorial Race. Emotions are high. Gotta feel good. Zach, how are we feeling on that side of the booth?
Yeah, another so like we said yesterday on the broadcast, still doesn't feel real, but always excited to be back here on a BRL Tuesday for some amazing truck racing. Gonna have some awesome tribute paint schemes out there today. And yeah, it's a new season, clean slate. Excited to see what happens here today.
And we got Smoke and Joe working pits down there, going to bring us all of the action going on down there. Joe, how the drivers reacting with each other? I imagine there's a lot of goodwill here at the beginning with all the memorial services, with the paint schemes. A lot of camaraderie down in the pits.
Yeah, a lot of camaraderie. We'll see if it carries over into the race or not. The boys had a pretty aggressive one last week. We'll see if it simmers down here for Nashville.
Yeah, last week, very interesting at Charlotte. We knew that track was going to wear down the tires, and we saw multiple tire strategies throughout the evening. Nick Mills, of course, leading 35 laps. He and Beekman, the only other two guys who led laps besides Jaron Valley, end up charging through the field, as does Vulpes. Mills gets caught up with Beekman, ends up dropping to the back, finishing in 15th. Beekman did come home in 6th. You can see right here the way too soon pit standings up there. And I tell you what, Zach, kind of nice to see our boy McQuarter up there.
Yeah, it is. McQuarter was the booth favorite last season. I think, like we said last week, we're going to find a new one this season because McQuarter looking like he's going to have an even more dominant season this year. And you got to love an underdog and also got to love a rookie. So, like you said, Beekman going to be a really fun one to follow here today at Nashville. And I think we're also going to have to see Jay-Z Bennett. I think he's going to be one that's going to be improving. Really excited to see that, just how these drivers that were rookies last season as well, now in their sophomore season, looking to find that next level of speed. We'll see if they can hold on to that here today.
Yeah, Jay-Z Bennett, of course, rookie of the year, but now we can see that extra level of speed. And the guy right above him, not a rookie by any means, but David Buell. How about this guy? Pulls out the win on Sunday in the Premier Cup Series. And now here he is back again tonight on Nashville. So keep an eye on David Buell. Been a while since we saw the league owner take a win in Bonfire. Hey, Mr. Stats over there, Smoking Joe. No notice, no warning, no prep. Joe, when's the last time the league owner won here in Bonfire?
It's been a hot minute since David Beals won a race actually in Bonfire in general. It was really cool to see him win on Sunday, of course. Being his teammate, of course, over there. So that's always cool to see old David pull out the dub. But yeah, it's been a hot minute. I'll be able to tell you in a second, actually.
Now, too late. He missed the moment. The moment's gone. It's like when you meet a pretty girl and she says, "Oh, I really like that club.
The
I'm
last
thirsty,"
time, the
and
last
you
time he
walk off.
won was in Big Truckin' Tuesday, Season 9 at Michigan. That was May 21st of 2024.
Only 5 seasons and 2 years ago. It's fine. It's fine.
It's not even a
Well,
slump.
I'll tell you what, though, Zach. He has been running great. We've seen a jump in speed, I think, across the board the last couple of seasons in the Cup and in the Truck Series. And David Buell, definitely one of the guys answering the bell to go faster. Other guys, Tom Lester, that lot of speed as that guy moves up. The rookie Nicholas Amons showing intent. Graham McGivern, he's back after a break, but now here he is in 11th. AJ Benish doing exactly what he did last year, just kind of flirting on the edge of the cut line, finds himself in 12th right there on the outside looking in. And, you're looking for a favorite, a new favorite, I should say. Uh, how about those red trucks, man?
Oh yeah.
I thought we were down with the red team red truck. The Kiger and McGivern was in there and Nick Amon. So those are guys. Now, just favorite. It's got to be the guy on the screen right there. Oh my word, Tommy Fox
Let's
gonna bring out a
go.
smoker. Look at that 30.445. Tommy figured something out. Gonna be up on the pole right now.
Wow.
Here, yeah, here comes the good captain showing you how to hit the wall.
Yeah, so then we don't have to worry about him taking that. He's also gonna try a little bit of a drift maneuver
Mm.
here through the
Oh,
front stretch. That will
okay.
not be good for the race, but now he knows that, and that's what's important.
Hey, no cautions on the qualifying lap, boys.
Yeah, that that's true. Maybe he was trying to see also if that would be a possibility. Unfortunately, finding out there that it was not.
Here's Chuck Kiger, part of Team Red Truck. We keep making
Hell
the
yeah.
comment about the red truck, and at Kentucky, we just saw 3 red trucks run 25 laps with the leaders at top speed. So we know the ability is there for drivers like Kiger. There he is putting up a 5th place start. But it's going to be the patience, the ability to find that speed early, but not put yourself in danger. Nashville, going to be tough, Zach. This is really a single file track, and finding the opportunities to make that pass going to be difficult, but dirty air shouldn't be as bad as it was Sunday for the Cup boys. Am I wrong in thinking this?
No, I completely agree. Dirty Air, I think, definitely is the worst for the next gen guys. It really just seems to not like that car, even though it was designed specifically to not handle or to be good in Dirty Air. But that's besides the point. These trucks they've gotten worse and worse with it, I will say, me and Gene. I'm someone that's been driving trucks for a few years now, more often than really any other car in the service. And man, they are worse with Dirty Air now than I think they've ever been, but I still think that's easier than other cars, I should say. And also, I think at Nashville, the truck able to be more of a multi-line race car than some of the others are at this specific race course.
Yeah, and I did run some officials at Nashville in the truck. And one thing that I notice is you're not having to concern yourself as much with rolling back onto the throttle. You're not
Mhm.
as fearful as that rear end zipping around as you are. And the second lane seemed to me to really open up in the official as the tires started to wear out. I was able to maintain speed and actually come around and pinch people down so they couldn't get exit speed. They couldn't come up the track. So maybe that's something we'll see here tonight for these guys as they're trying to figure out the best way to get around the other drivers. Looks like right now 33 drivers on the grid. So there is going to be a lot of battling going on. And, the 2 easiest places to pass, of course, number 1 is in the pits. But Zach, that moment on a restart, that can be really chaotic because if you can get past that start finish line without getting penalized and you find that right speed, you can jump up 2, 3, 4 rows sometimes, regardless of how dangerous it is. Sometimes that risk reward, people are willing to take that chance.
Yeah, and I think regardless of the dirty air situation here, we're going to hear drivers complaining about how hard it is to pass the more the run goes on. So there's that as well. I think these drivers are going to really want to get those moves done early in these runs when the getting's good. And with these big fields, it could be a recipe for disaster, but it's also those opportunities you have to take. Also, why what we're watching right now, qualifying, so vitally important in these races.
So you are watching qualifying here at Nashville Super Speedway. This is the Vortex Racing Network bringing you the Kyle Busch Memorial Race live at Nashville Super Speedway. Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella, Smoke and Joe bringing you all the action. Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's race. I'll tell you what, let's make sure that you can join us for each and every race. We're coming into you 5 nights a week, 6 different series. Make sure you are subscribed. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Like and share. Get us up the booth. Really appreciate all the support of you true believers out there watching these fantastic iRacing contests. You can see it on the creeper down there at the bottom. Also, keeping you up to date with all 6 series that we cover. The opportunity is there for you guys to jump in to the Vortex umbrella if you'd like to get involved in some of this racing. We've got competitive Monday Night Cup racing. MRL just came to a close. I believe the cap over there is around 3K. So for you really fast guys, you can jump in over there. And Tuesday nights, this is a 2K league for the trucks. Sunday Cup is a 2K league as well. And if you apply and they don't let you race, I'll protest because, yeah, qualifying is over. And there it is. Congratulations to Tommy Fox as he is going to take his first
Go
pole
T Fox.
of the year. Perennial favorite, that number 57
Woo!
of Tommy, going to be on the pole. Joining him on the front row, Zach
Let's
Engel,
go.
multiple championship contender. Zach Engel going to start in second. JD Daniels, the rookie, going to have that 982 starting from the third place. Here's Eric Gambrell, number 46, starting in fourth. Thanks for joining us in the booth last night. It was a lot of fun to have Eric giving us all those pit calls. David Buell, Sunday's winner in the Cup, now going to start fifth here tonight. Chuck Kiger, Team Red Truck, starting in the sixth position. Fourth row going to be Matt Schofield in the 61, joined by the rookie 990 of Riley Parker. Kevin Kyle going to make the start tonight from the ninth position, joined by sophomore sensation Jay-Z Bennett. Jaron Valley going to be starting in the 11th position after his big Charlotte win last week, joined by the 22 of David Brenner. Over under on Brenner completing 8 laps tonight is even money. Joe Volpa's going to start in 13th. Nick Mills going to be on the same row in 14th. Alex McCorder 15, and Zach Williams going to round out your top 16.
The rookie of of Zachary Beekman will be starting in 17th, spelled correctly. And then in 18th place, we have AJ Benish. AJ is going to have a lot of work to do from there. Sharp Dress out of Millhot will be starting 19th place. Great to see Adam back. 20th place going to be Chris Smith with Steve Louie with that really interesting drift maneuver / spin out that he used to qualify. That's going to earn him a 21st. 22nd place going to belong to Brian Tenold. Am I saying that right, guys?
Is now.
Tenold? Okay, cool. Hopefully, let us know in the Discord if we're saying that wrong. Then Cody Dorsey will be starting in 23rd. Nicholas Amons, which I hope I'm saying correctly as well, will be starting in 24th. And then Graham McGivern of Daily Drivers Inc. Great to see Graham here.
Team Red Truck.
Straight. Yeah, that's 2 Team Red Trucks back to back. And that's what we need. They need to be in numbers, so that's good. Eddie Peltz will be starting in 26th. Look for him in the Real Tree Kyle Busch tribute scheme here today. Paul Ferdiani will be starting in 27th. That's a lot of positions he's going to have to make up. And then Jake Johnson will be starting in 28th with Keegan Lazar in 29th. Tom Lester will be in 30th place, and he is, as long as my eyes do not deceive me, the last truck to put in a time. The rest of these did not. And that is Dylan Walterman, Stephen Neal, and rounding out this 33-truck field is Tim Darby.
33 trucks going to do battle here. We've had some really nice fields over here. Charlotte did get a little bit hectic with the amount of trucks, so really hoping to see some fierce but clean green flag racing here tonight. And nobody wants to see that more than the guy on the pole right now, Tommy Fox. Lots of speed out of that number 57. And, you know, Tommy is the guy we've really been waiting to make that breakthrough, to be honest with you. Zach, we've seen the speed of the field get quicker and quicker, and Tommy's that guy that I'm waiting to see. We saw David Buell break through it on Sunday, and Tommy's just another fella that just great in the pits, great in Discord, kind of guy everybody would want on their team.
Yeah, he's easy to root for, easy to want to race with, and he's a wonderful qualifier. I've seen him get poles before. Last time I saw him get a pole, he spun out in turn 1. It was at Bristol. Let's hope he does much better here today. I'd love to see Tommy lead some laps.
What are you trying to do over here?
I know, I'm trying to get out of the way. It's not a jinx. We're getting out of the way now.
Mm-hmm. All right, so easy on the eyes, number 57, Tommy Fox in.
There we go. think we may have lost me and Gene there. I was making sure I didn't lose you guys. I was scared there, but we are green here. Tommy Fox in the lead, leading this field. Oh, we have someone in the grass already. Who is that, Smoking Joe? Oh, that's Joe Volpis right there in the grass. Doesn't look like he's going to hit anything, but no caution below the racing surface. Never fully turned it around, did Volpis there. I'll try to find that so we can take a look at what happened to the 13 there. It's going to be hard to keep up with everyone here today with these new paint schemes, these Kyle Busch tribute schemes. That gorgeous one right there off to some early trouble, and we can take a look at that if you'd like, Smoking Joe. Here we go. And you see Volpis there on the inside. That's Nick Mills on his outside. Volpis just coming around there, very loose on the bottom of the racetrack, able to mostly save it. I mean, and that's pretty much grass. I mean, it's grass. It's pretty much ice there is what it might as well be. So great job there by Volpis. Oh, and we have, someone else doing some lawn care. The 01 of Valley. So championship contenders is the theme that I'm seeing right now. Joe, is a lot of our faster drivers struggling to navigate their way around this place.
Yeah, 2 for 2 there. 2 Kyle Busch schemes there at the start of the race. Two of our top championship contenders both with trouble to start the race. But further back up the field, you can see everybody starting to spread out a little bit towards the front. But here you go, that mid-pack, just like we saw last week with a lot of chaos.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of that in this race. These fields are just so big, and at these smaller tracks here, like the Nashville, quote-unquote, super speedway, these guys are going to have a hard time getting away from each other unless these runs go on for a long time, and it doesn't look like they're going to.
I think something happened. Cody Dorsey.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Cody Dorsey and Tim Darby.
Yep.
Well,
early in the run here.
Hey, you know what that means? He may not be here, but I can do it.
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, he's
Yes.
back, but I'm gonna do it
Get the
anyway.
Hit it.
Uh-oh, where's the horn? Oh, there it is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There you go.
And there it is.
Replay for you, boys.
Going to bring out the first caution of the race here. Thank you, Tim Darby, for your support of Bonfire Big Truckin' Tuesday League cautions all year long, brought to you by the Demolition Derby.
He bought it and he paid or he caused it and he paid for it. Actually, I don't think he caused this one. Saw something start there, I think maybe with Neil. I think Steve and Neil did get into some trouble here. Let's look in front. That's Graham McGivern. Oh, the 30, or yeah, that's 10 old right there. Or that's not 10. I'm sorry. That's a 37 of Chris Smith right there. So let's see what happens. Oh, getting to the rear of him is Team Red Truck doing what they do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Look at this. A little bit deeper is Amon's here. And I think he's just going to get into the 37 ever so slightly. There it is. And nothing he can do about that. As around goes Chris Smith. And now Tenold's going to have to try to avoid this. And Amon's going to go to the low part of the track here. McGivern going to check up. Big hit for Chris Smith there. The 9. Cody Dorsey getting in a little bit of trouble. A little bit too hard on the brakes. Gets hit by Jake Johnson. So Jake Johnson might have a little bit of front end damage there. And then behind there, same thing there. Tim Darby hard on the brakes. I don't think anything's going to happen here with Darby. He just gets hard on those, but he'll be okay. Worst off there, definitely Chris Smith in the 9.
So right now we've got pits are active. We did see, though, the top 20 trucks deciding to stay out. Eric Gambrell, the first truck that did come in for a little bit of fuel, and came right back out, currently running up in 21st place. We could see that Riley Parker also deciding to bring it into pits temporarily.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then behind them, of course, the guys that were involved, Ferdiani, Lester, Walterman, Darby, Dorsey, all coming in. Looks like the top 4 I just named only came in for a little bit of fuel. Cody Dorsey did have to get some damage addressed, and Chris Smith still in the pit. A little bit of paperwork. Looks like the number 33 starter of Keegan Lazar did not make the grid, so the number 10 Toyota of Keegan not going to be running today.
It's a shame right there. And then on top of that, it looks like we actually did have a pass for the lead as well. JD Daniels has taken over the lead of this race. Tommy Fox, our pole sitter. He's a plus EV racer. He has taken the lead with Buell. Buell doing a wonderful job again, picking up where he left off from race 1, really from Sunday, from what I heard. Visiting victory lane there again, breaking that winless streak. And David Buell has unlocked something over this offseason.
Yeah, he definitely had a great run at all season long. We saw him at Kentucky, and he ran out of fuel. Then you saw him last week at Charlotte as he was battling up there in that top 5. So once again, we can see Buell just showing that speed again, just reinvigorated over the last few weeks to come back with that competitive fire. And right now, taking it out on the track here. Pace car is out of the way. Keeping an eye on JD Daniels. Nobody next to him right now is. There is the gap, and 3, 2, 1, away we go. No challenge for him as he's going to zip it around. This is lap number 8. We are going to go silent on lap 18. I know everybody's been going with the 8, but as this is a restart for us, we figured why not be a little different. All those years Kyle Busch gave us in the number 18 for the fans and the frenemies alike. I got to tell you, Zach, nothing I liked more than being yelling at the television while Kyle Busch was making me cry.
Yep, he was either fun to love or fun to hate, but no matter what, he made NASCAR a far better place, a far more popular sport. And I do agree that the 18 is so synonymous with him. That is the number I associate with him. You see David Buell running in second place with that M&M's Kyle Busch tribute. That car was a number 18 car. So, yeah, I very much agree. And very cool to see so many different eras of his career throughout this field here.
Meanwhile, a little bit deeper in the pack, you can see some side-by-side racing. Tommy Fox is stuck on the outside doing battle, looks like, with Nick Mills. You can see behind them.
Tommy Fox struggling a little bit, down to 8th place.
Who is that now? That's Schofield and Mills.
Yeah, it's going to be tough today.
With Bennett right behind them. Louis getting a little side-by-side back there as well. Yeah, that's getting a little bit tight out there, but we knew that with this super speedway.
Yeah, we did, and we knew that on these restarts as well. We talked about that pre-race, about how these were going to be crazy, and they have not disappointed. These guys have been going at it right now, especially mid-pack like me and Joe were talking about. Absolute craziness. These guys, you can tell being cordial. We have the radios going. We can hear what they're talking about, and a lot of apologizing, a lot of give and take, trying to get through these early stages of this race right now, lap 11.
Hey, speaking of people struggling or being mid-pack, look at Jaron Valley. Guy's back in 23rd right now.
Yeah, he had one of those big scares, went into the grass, did a little bit of lawn keeping.
How about Joe Vulpes? He's in 24th.
Yeah, another guy who volunteered to do lawn keeping. I mean, it was really nice of them, both of them, mowing the lawn voluntarily here at Nashville, being really uneven, and I think lines that are going to end up taking more work to fix, but it was a nice effort by both of them.
I mean, look at 23rd, 24th, Jaron Valley, Joe Vulpes, Stephen Neal, Tom Lester. If I was to name those 4, you'd be like, yeah, that's the front 4. No.
Right?
No, it's not. Not right now.
Graham McGibbert in the middle of this hornet's nest with these guys right now, and that Kyle Busch Lucas Oil throwback, very cool. I was actually at that race where he won that in Auto Club. That was a very cool memory of mine. And yeah, here we go. We're going to see a 3-wide situation here as Joe Vulpes, he's going to fake middle, go low, and Sharon Valley does not fall for it.
Action out here on the track. 32 trucks doing battle, so you can expect some tight action out there as these guys are vying for position. We're just on lap number 13, scheduled for 130 laps here today. No break scheduled, so these guys are going to be racing straight through. Points at a premium, as the only way to get the points is, of course, your finishing position, pole position, laps led, and the ever popular 0 incident.
Yeah, very, very easy to do in a field like this when it looks like you guys just bumping and grinding every other turn right now. Only lap 14, and like you said, 130. This is another long race, not quite as much of a marathon as last week was, but I think you're going to see the tires fall off just as bad here at Nashville. What we're already seeing definitely be the problem for these drivers is a tight race truck, especially at a 4. Already seeing quite a few of these guys hit that wall. These things are a little more sensitive. Don't want to do that too many times here.
My eye really keeps drawing to the guys that are on the outside lane and just how effectively they can get down and pinch whoever is on the apron and deny them the exit speed of coming back up the track. I'm
3
watching
wide
the
there.
battle between Gambrel and Beekman right now. And these two guys, they've been going at it for 3 laps. Gambrel on the inside in that 46. Beekman, we saw him so fast last week, but these guys have just been dogfighting. And then now check Beekman out. He's going to take a dive underneath. And now it's
Nice
Gambrel's turn.
crossover.
Yeah, to see if he can pinch, get back. Beekman's been pinching him for 3 laps.
Really, really nice crossover there by the 46. Or I'm sorry, actually that was by Beekman on Gambrel. And I think you're going to see that. I mean, we just saw that on Sunday over here in the Cup Series. We saw those Joe Gibbs drivers racing for that win, and a lot of those drivers at the end there overshooting the corner, right? And then the guys that you saw, Briscoe kept trying to back it up and get that run. You're going to see a lot of that here in this truck as well. Here we are at lap 17, one away from 18 as we're getting ready to tribute our boy Kyle Busch.
So many years of success, championships, wins. What a
Yeah,
legacy.
was talking to my dad about him yesterday. My dad, who got me into racing as a kid, but he was always more of an IndyCar kart fan. I got into NASCAR myself, and he hadn't really kept up with modern NASCAR. And we're talking yesterday. He goes, "I never thought anyone would break Richard Petty's record," and I was like, "Yeah." And I don't think anyone's going to break Kyle Busch's. So much accomplished in that career.
Really is amazing to think about, especially all of that happening in the modern era, not to take away from anything that Petty did, but the
I agree.
cars were not the same.
Yeah, I agree.
It was just a different time. So the modern era now, much more competitive, unless of course you're running a Toyota in the next gen. So,
Right, and it's a whole different story. Yeah, here we go. We got Chuck Kiger, Team
in red
Red
truck.
Truck. Yes, sir. And he made sure to stay Team Red Truck for this one. Got that red truck with those black flames, looking evil and driving like he's a bat out of hell right now, using that outside lane. And like you said, me and Gene, that is going to be the lane, I think, to make the passes. And if you can make that work on the long run, I think that's going to be the lane to be in to win this race.
Chuck Kiger making quick work of David Brenner right there to move into 4th place. You can see just how close those top 5 drivers are. A little bit of a gap back to McWhorter in 6th. And then it gets very tight. Zach Williams, Tommy Fox, Nick Mills all doing battle right behind the Gulf Coast driver of McWhorter. There's Nick Mills getting very, very aggressive. He wants to move forward. Got to be a little salty after what happened to him last week at Charlotte when he led so many laps. And then late caution, he gets fresh tires, goes through the field, and gets caught up with the other driver of Beekman last week at Charlotte. So Nick Mills with a lot to prove here today. And he's taking it on him. Up front, I hear a story.
David Buell to the lead in the M&M's Toyota. What a job by Buell. Gonna pick up where he left off on Sunday and go lead some laps here at Nashville. And here we are, 23 laps in this run. So this is when those tires are going to start to wear, where those guys who have taken care of them are going to start to have those advantages. That's a wonderful sign for that 52.
David Buell putting them on notice that he is back, running strong, back in the lead, the one at the Sunday race, and now leading laps here today. I mean, pretty much a dream weekend, if you ask me.
Yeah, just carrying that momentum. Momentum's such a thing in racing. If you're a sports person, you only get to real watch more racing, because boy, oh boy, does one win give you all the confidence in the world. And if you need any proof, check out that 52 pulling away from this field. up to already a half a second lead as he's got a side-by-side battle for second place between JD Daniels and Zach Engel behind them. Engel, unlike Fox, has really been able to hold on to that qualifying effort that he had.
All right, and congratulations to, I guess maybe it's his children, but David Brenner did beat the over-under on laps today.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, so congratulations to the person who made that wager. I pay on Tuesday and I collect on Wednesday, so I'll get that to you next Tuesday.
Perfect. And then also, what's impressive with Brenner, he's up 8 positions, going to make it 9 right now if he's able to get to the inside of Daniels, and he is. So Brenner up to 3rd place. That's 9 positions up. So even though he's only finished the first number of his number of laps this season up to this point, he was not afraid and is making some really good forward progress here.
Yeah, and look at that battle right there with him. You can see diving underneath is JD Daniels. Daniels led early in the race, still a lot of speed. Team Red Truck Kiger, and then Alex McWhorter zipping around the outside. These 4 trucks all very, very close. McWhorter, we know he's got the speed, as does Kiger. Kiger going to fall into line.
Whoa, big
Trying
loose
not
moment.
to lose. Oh, JD touching the apron. Holds it steady, but now he's got side by side with McWhorter. And if I know Team Red Truck, I'm waiting for Kiger to dive her on down.
Check out behind them. Tommy Fox 3 wide. Kevin Kyle in that part of that group as well. There is just craziness everywhere you look right now, especially for Nashville. This is some good stuff. Garable working the outside there of Kevin Kyle. These two just cannot get enough of each other in the past 24 hours. And then I think what happened to JD Daniels there was I think he may have just grabbed a little bit too much brake on entry and then nearly spun that thing out, but did a wonderful job gathering it back up, and now back to fighting against Alex McWhorter, who unsurprisingly is working through the field. And look at this craziness.
Look at Gambrel on the outside. He rubbed really hard on Kevin Kyle. Now he's trying to put that move on Zach Williams, side by side with Williams. Behind them, Louis goes 3 wide with Beekman and AJ Benish, Matt Schofield, Kevin Kyle. Look at Louis rubbing the left rear bumper.
Kevin Kyle just shut that door right there. That was real aggressive there from KK on Louis. Louis did a nice run on the outside, and KK didn't want to have anything to do with it. And this is absolute pandemonium here.
Man, Beacom is so good at riding that second lane. Did you see how tight he was on AJ right there? Just really masterful use. And look, he's going to do it again. Look how much lower than Louis he is in that
But a
turn.
lane lower.
Yeah.
Oh!
And then Louis dangerously trying to come back down in front of you. You know, this is the kind of thing. Yeah, that causes wrecks on super speedways. How many times is Beekman going to be patient? You know, like at some point you have to say, I'm going to keep accelerating, and you're driving across
Williams,
my
this
hood.
is the corner. Williams, and here we go. Steve Louis around. Lewis through the grass. No. And he does not hit anything. That will not be a caution. We're going to stay green. I don't think they saw Williams there on the very, very outside. He had to come down a little bit to avoid hitting the wall. Caused a little bit of a spook moment for Banesh, I think that was. And, oh, boy, first incident there in that group. But I don't think it's over because those guys are still with one blanket over all of them. And look at Volpis going to try to shoot the middle here.
Yeah.
Volpis into Beekman, sorry.
Yep, you can see Beekman there on the inside. He's got Volpis outside. That looks like Gambrel. Oh, well, let's go 4 wide. Can we go 4 wide?
We're gonna go 4. Bennett. Williams didn't know they were 4. And then Volpis around. Volpis through the grass. This may not be a caution either. He's been to the school of how to do this, so we'll see. But he's too far down the racetrack right now, and those guys are still all together. AJ Benish trying to get out of there as fast as he can. Zach Williams just really struggling on that outside lane right there. Joe Volpis earned a black flag there for getting wrecked through the pits. They're going to clear that for him. But once again, that is our 3rd incident of the day that did not bring in a yellow.
Nope. Action still hot on the track. As you can see, that group still trying to figure out exactly how to get through. AJ Benish is the leader of that group you're looking at.
He wants to get out of there.
Behind him, you can see Williams. Bennett is the purple and yellow, running 3rd on the screen. Here comes Stephen Neal around that outside, making that second lane. We're going to bring
and this
Valley with him.
and this chaos has really put this group exponentially behind the rest of the field in front of them. Matt Schofield, the next driver up, and he is nearly a full set of corners in front of them. It is not fast to be side by side here in Nashville, and it certainly isn't fast to be 4 wide.
Nope. And you can see exactly what effect that's having as David Buell has got his lead out over Zach Angle to a full second. And then behind Zach Angle, you can see Daniels is about another second, then McWhorter. And then here comes where the party starts. David Brenner, Nick Mills, and Chuck Kiger still side by side as well, finding themselves about 4 seconds behind the leader. And that's just from their light battle. Finally, Mills is going to clear Kiger, and those guys get to go single file. Behind them, Eric Gambrill. How about that? He's down 4 from his initial starting position, but I feel like that guy had to drive from the back of the pack after that caution and restart.
Yeah, he's done a great job, actually. He's probably made more passes than anyone else in this field outside of, like, David Brenner or something, or Alex McWhorter, who's currently in 4th place, up 11 positions. He's going to be up in that lead pack in no time, as we all know. But David Buell has really stretched out this lead as well. He's up 1.2 seconds, Mean Gene. What a wonderful job Buell is doing as we look back here with Zach Williams, Lester going hard right now.
Yep, you can see Benish just barely ahead of that group. Tom Lester as well. And then here comes the fun. Bennett and Bennett and Lester battling. And behind them, you can see Valley. He's back there with Beekman, Team Red Truck, Nick Amon. And right behind them, Brian Tenold, another rookie, trying to get involved in this party as well.
Smoking Joe, what is the pit window here today? Because I would think if I'm someone in this group, I'd be tempted to pit and get the heck out of here.
Oh,
Zach Williams really badly misses 3 and 4.
So as that chaos continues, the max amount of laps you can go on a set of on fuel here is 45 to 47. But of course, that caution may be able to stretch it to 50. Those guys that pitted under that first caution might go as far as 55 if they really wanted to.
Okay, that makes sense. You see a few guys in a world of hurt. I think Zach Williams is a good example. He really needs to be in the top to do anything, but you still see him getting tight on the exits of 4 specifically. But when he tries to use the bottom, that thing just stalls out for him. So big struggles there for Williams. And then you're starting to see him really fall down this field. He has fallen down all the way outside the top 20, it looks like.
Right now, we've still got 31 cars on the lead lap, but all eyes on Steve Lewis. Remember, Lewis had that incident and finds himself about 28 seconds behind the leader. Well, guess what? It only takes 32 seconds to go around this track. So David Buell can see Louis as they're both on that same straightaway. And then right ahead of Louis, only 3 seconds ahead of Louis, is Joe Vulpes, who also went for that little ride. Last lap, Vulpes ran a 32.20, whereas Buell ran a 32.13. So
yeah, Vulpes has gone for 2 rides, so he's got to be having a great time.
If
he always cuts out when he's about to make a point, Smoking Joe, he really does. And it's killing me with the cliffhangers. Killing me.
Oh, I hope I didn't.
You're vanish? Back. You said if, and then you went away.
Oh,
what was the if?
I don't know. I said if you're at a water park, third time's the charm.
Yeah.
For Joe.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my. So keeping an eye up front. Let's look at a couple of the other guys. We haven't had a moment to talk about. Let's look back at Eddie Pelt. Let's just take a quick look at Eddie Pelt, see what's going on back there for that number 7. And oh boy, he's surrounded by a good group of friends. You can see Graham McGivern and Brian Tenold above him.
Oh, here comes the leader.
And Stephen Neal as well. That's a good battle.
And Zach Angle. And Angle had just lost second place to JD Daniels, so JD Daniels going to take this lead. But Angle and Buell, I'm a little surprised to see our leader pits early, but I think he wants to complete or keep control of this race. If this cycles through, he's going to have to really hope this whole thing cycles through. Like Smoke and Joe said, those guys who pitted in that first yellow might be able to go in there 7 laps from here.
Well, the way that they're working it looks like it's just going to be two pit stops, and then they'll be fine.
No one
So
else
come in
this
here on
lap.
44, 45, and then you run another 45, gets you to around 90, and then another 45.
All right, McDaniel's coming, or Daniels will be coming in this time. He just lit up the radio, so look for our leader to come in here. And so Daniel's going to get that lap lead points so valuable in this league. This is a really, really tough pit road, as Daniels does a great job there. Really aggressive entry by the 982. Going to be fun to see what number he chooses in 2 weeks' time. '61 pitting. He's the one with the accent, which is awesome.
Matt.
Yep.
Mr. Schofield. That's one of our admins making it happen out there. 8 hours behind us. He's over in London.
Wow. What a trooper.
Yeah, or 8 hours ahead of us. One of the behind us. He's behind us.
And then McWhorter with his English accent just lit up the radio. He'll be coming in this time. Or not McWhorter, McGivern. I'm sorry. He's the English one. And here comes Peltz as well. A lot of trucks going to run this a little bit longer. Unsurprisingly, a lot of the ones who had already pit. But Alex McWhorter taking the lead this race, last week's winner. And he is looking good right now. Right behind him is Nick Mills, up 12 positions. So Nick Mills also tons of speed in that 20.
Yeah, you can see Eric Gambrell also on a good pace here today. Last year, Gambrell got third here. So that is a guy we expect to see some speed. Last year, we saw Vulpes win. A.J. Benish took second and Gambrell third right now. Vulpes having a little bit of a tough time of it. Benish as well in eighth as we start the cycles.
And we see Benesh still out here. He's running in 9th place. Looks like McWhorter and Mills are going to stay out another set of laps.
Yep, Jaron Valley
Here
down
the 45 and Neil. Oh, Jaron Valley's in. Okay, so we have Valley in. Here comes Neil in the 45. He just lit up the radio. Great entry there by Neil.
Joe, am I glitching?
No,
I didn't
you are
see-
not. Oh,
Joe, I did not-
no.
Joe, I didn't see the tires.
again.
I didn't see the
Yep.
truck go up on
You
Valley.
know,
Not
yeah,
again.
you know what? I got some exclusive audio from the pit road there with Jaron Valley's crew.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
No tires, just gas. You need tires, you idiot.
It happened again.
That's not good.
Happened last night to Nate Lesko and then Jaron Valley today. Who needs tires, Mean Gene? They're for the weak.
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, that's all I can say about that. Here's Nick Mills. He's taking tires. So, yeah, Jaron Valley, last week's winner season champion from last year. No tires. That is really going to throw him for a loop, as he's going to have to find a different way to find victory
get
lane
ourselves a sitting
without
duck.
tires. I don't know what's happening.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll have to see how it works out for him.
Yeah. Pits are still open as we see multiple people coming down. Radio
00.
still lighting up for others. 32 trucks still active out here.
Got Jay-Z Bennett coming in that Ryan Blaney, Kobe Bryant scheme.
Hey, and meanwhile, Eric Gambrell going to lead some laps before he brings it down. So, hey, points for him.
Got that pit road experience last night as a reporter. Did the role of Jamie Little very well. And here he is. He's coming in this time in that Wrangler paint scheme. We all remember Kyle Busch's Wrangler car. And here he comes. We'll see how Gambrell's able to get this entrance in here. A little bit conservative, a little bit high. Good save there by Gambrell. Going to get it slowed down, but not quite as clean as you'd like. But he gets his laps led. Good for him. Tom Lester going to get the lead of this one now in the 6.
Yeah, remember how fast Lester was at Kentucky. Came back
That's
Charlotte next week and did a really good job. Boy, he's under attack right now, though.
he entered the corner from the bottom. That lane made about as much sense as not taking tires.
Ouch.
As
Nick Mills
West-
making quick work. Going to get back on the lead lap, as does McQuarter, zipping around that number
Here he comes.
6 of Lester. And Lester going to make the call. Go ahead and just lead a lap, get some points. Now, at what point, though, Tech, do we say, let's stop doing this game? Because you are going to be losing time. That last lap for Paul Ferdiani, who's taken over the lead, 32.61. Whereas when you look at drivers that did take tires, 31.08. So
Yeah.
1.6 seconds slower was Ferdiani the last time around the track compared to, pretty much everybody else.
I think the point where you realize that point was about 6 or 7 laps ago. This is far too far, in my opinion. I mean, I guess you want that caution. You have a lot of people a lap down. You'd also be able to take those fresh tires, be on the offense. But boy, if that caution does not come out, which we've seen already how easily you can have an incident here and not have it bring out a caution. Oh boy, it's not going to work out for you. You're going to have a lot of work to do. Luckily, you'll have fresher tires than everybody around you. But we just heard over the radio as well, Jaron Valley talking about how brutal of a situation he's in right now, letting everybody by, not taking tires. He needs a caution just as bad as Ferdiani does.
Yes, he does. You know, that lap leading thing, I remember you early on in my career, I stayed out a little bit later on a race so that I could lead laps. And I did. I led my lap. I came in. I had to stay out about 5-6 laps too long, but I was needing those points. I come in. I'm so excited. And then the rest of my teams lets me know, oh, you don't get points for leading lap here.
That's it's just an emotional victory, right? That's how you do that too. Got to give your sponsors the TB time.
That's what I said too. I was like, well, I know I was top 5 and now I'm 21st, but you know what? It's worth it.
And it's gonna be this time, as it looks like. Yeah, I have an incident here too. And then what is crazy too is, man, another way to give yourself some TB time is to make big mistakes in the pits, and that's Jaron Val. He is in 23rd place, and not just that, he's a lap down. Ooh. So this is good. This was a crippling mistake for that 01.
Meanwhile, up front, Ferdiani is going to pit. That's going to finish off the fuel cycle. And check it out. JD Daniels takes the lead back away from David Buell. Wow. You can see just how close they are there. And now Zach Williams as well, deciding that he'd like to catch up. You can see that last lap, he was just a little bit quicker than David. So closing that gap up after the pit cycle, Daniels, Buell, Zach Engel in 3rd, Kevin Kyle, Nick Mills 4 and 5. McQuarter inches away from Nick Mills. Eric Gambrill going to be in 7th. David Brenner 8th with a red truck in his rear view mirror. That's Chuck Kiger in 9. And Zach Beekman rounding out your top 10. And there it is. There's some Smoke and Joe stats.
Yeah, there you go. There's all our pit times, and that includes, or that shows what everyone did. So everyone taking 4, no nonsense here. It's either 4 or 0 if you're Jaron. But up front, JD McDaniel starting to put a few trucks a lap down. Work on the 990 right now to put them a lap down. That is Riley Parker. So one of our rookies there. And then David Buell, this is not a great situation for that 52. He came in 2 laps before Daniels did. So that is a worse tire situation than the leader. And Daniels able to get in and out of pit road faster than he was and take the lead this race and have the fresher tires. So a great situation for Daniels. Buell now very much on the defense, going to have to do the best he can here and try again on this next run to offset what just happened.
Yeah, and we're going to need to monitor that because David really has an ability to save those tires. I think maybe he's looking at his marks, knowing where he is. And
oh, RSDK just got mad at us. Yeah, it looks like our software doesn't want to show us. Let's see. I'll close out.
My SDK looks pretty.
Well, at least yours looks good.
Yeah, the one that the one that the viewers can't see.
Yeah, exactly.
JD Daniels now with a 0.7 of a second lead over David Buell. Zach Engel about a second behind. And then here we go. Look at McWhorter, Kevin Kyle, and Nick Mills. Those three guys making battle. McWhorter on the inside of Kevin Kyle, Nick Mills coming up. Kyle and Mills teammates last year, but instead Nick Mills going to dive down to the apron. We're almost
Whoa!
3 wide. McWhorter going to back off the throttle, readjust, dive to the apron. Following Mills going to power out to the wall. Now he's behind Kevin Kyle, but these three right here having a heck of a good time. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th battling here on lap number 62.
Teammates no more are Kevin Kyle and Nick Mills. These guys racing harder than we are used to. This is some good stuff here between these two drivers. And oh man, side drafting down the backstretch. Alex McWhorter trying to decide which boulevard he wants to take.
Well, and you think about also what you're looking at. Mills and McWhorter, 2 of the final 4 drivers last year. Kevin Kyle, he was in the playoff picture. So a lot of speed in that truck as well.
We
So
got
these
someone
guys,
below the apron.
these guys are used to battling, and there's a lot of trust there about being able to hold their line.
Chris Smith has a problem, it appears, me and Gene.
Chris Smith back in 30th, currently 3 laps down, going to come back onto the track.
Got some damage on
Hopefully.
that left side.
Yeah, hopefully he can get her back up to speed. And look at him now. He is going to be in the way. Here comes Beekman and a few other boys. That's Tommy Fox as well. Beekman going to take a dive under Smith. Tommy trying to go with him. Behind them, you can see Schofield. So those 3 guys bringing it on quickly.
That 37 looking like he's not trusting that race truck since that damage. Really trying to keep it underneath them right now, giving them all the room they need to keep their racing up. Good job there by Smith. But again, another incident that doesn't bring out a caution. So these drivers really cannot, in my opinion at least, be thinking about that right now, be leaning on that as a possibility.
All right. So while the battle goes on, let's go ahead and just take another peek at a random driver. Let's go to the number 9 driver of Cody Dorsey, currently in 24th place. Cody Dorsey, you can see him there giving chase to Adam Mailhot and Brian Tenold in front of him, and they're slowly catching up. Oh, Eddie Peltz off the pace just ahead of them. That's that number 7 Realtree. And then Zach Williams, who we were talking about earlier, who just came out of the pits. And it's a log jam, Zach. It's a log jam.
This is tough right here. These guys trying to find some clean air, any line they can take to make some passes. And they're going to have to protect these tires. Still about 20 more laps until I think they're going to want to bring it down. At the very least, I think you're going to want to try to get it down the window the closest you can. So lap 90 would probably be where I would think you'd want to bring this truck down for the next set of tires. But man, this place right here, if we're going to get a caution, I think this is where it's going to be. A lot of single file racing elsewhere in this field. And then we see, actually look at Buell now behind Steve Lewis. So lap cars are really about to start becoming a factor for our drivers here as well. Oh yeah, look at that. Garrett Gambrill closing in on Kevin Kyle. Garrett Gambrill really doing a great job here today. That truck has really came in on the long run, which has been one thing that's been about 6 months now, it feels like, that Gambrill's figured out and become a huge factor with is his long run ability. And there it is. Yeah, he is the fastest truck on the lead lap, and that's a big margin that he's faster than our leader by.
Yeah, so you can see a lot of guys making up some time here. I think this really, Zach, is just the difference in pit stops. Actually, I'm going to bring up that cool little graphic once again.
Oh, yeah.
For everybody in the top 10. So you can see your race leader, JD Daniels, was one of the earlier pitters as well, lap 44. David Buell really paying the price for being pretty much the first one down pit road, falling way off pace there. You can see Zach Engel closing in on him as well. Nick Mills, Alex McWhorter, they were a little bit later there, 48, 49. And then you see Gambrill on 51. So those guys right now are being able to make up a lot of time compared to the others.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, and I stand corrected about what I said during that pit cycle. I thought staying out a little bit later, at least that late, around that 51 point that Gambrill did, was going to be too late, but that's working out for him. That really is a big speed difference you're finding late in this run, that plateau point, not quite coming for these drivers.
Yeah, not really having much anything like that going on at all right now, right? So it's just been pretty crazy just to see all the different strategies going on here today, and just how pitting a couple laps earlier has made this much of a difference. You know, JD Daniels 2 laps later than Buell now gapped him by 3 seconds, but now you see guys like Nick Mills, McCorder, and Gambrell all going faster than the three in front of them, and they pitted what 4 or 5 laps later.
Yeah, it's making a way bigger difference than I would have expected at this point in the run. It's quite impressive. And yeah, you're seeing trucks like Gambrel just really putting down those crazy impressive laps right now. And what's also nice about that strategy is now you really get to drive into that window pretty calmly. You're going to have a lot of control on where you're going to want to pit. In terms of being able to respond to what those around you do. So this is a pretty advantageous position that these drivers have put themselves in. And definitely, I think I think this easily going to only be a two-stopper unless we become a caution fest here. That's going to likely end up being the really important pit stop for guys like Gambrel who needed to get some track position.
The other guy I'm looking at there is Kevin Kyle. Remember, Kevin was battling with Mills and McCorder
Yeah.
so tightly, but he's one of those guys that you just mentioned that pit on lap 42. And now you see him fade back. Last lap, 32.26. And you got to go all the way down to 18th place to find another truck running that slow. So these older tires are really punishing him. You know, Kevin Kyle's motto has to be, thank God for Jaron Valley, or he might be the slowest guy on the track.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't have my lap times available to me right now. How much slower is Jaron Valley than the rest of the field?
Jaron's last lap, 33.35.
Jeez, that is crawling. 2 seconds off the pace of Valley. I mean, I think he's just trying to get to that window any way he can, but it makes me wonder if it would be faster just to give up and put some tires on it now.
I think as soon as he hits the lap window, we're gonna see him come in. So if you can make, what did Joe say, 45?
Yep. So lap 85 would be when we'd expect to see him come down.
Yeah. So he's gonna jump on that ASAP. Of course, if you're Jaron Valley, you got to think, yeah, of course we get cautions, and then when I need one, nope.
Yep, that's my life. That's all. I mean, I think any driver will tell you that. I'm sure Smoking Joe would tell you that as well. Checking out the 990 in a really good battle right now. We also have Jake Johnson over here and the 9 of Dorsey. These guys have just been going at it, unable to get away from one another. It's been some pretty crazy stuff. You see Eddie Peltz, he's fallen behind them as well. I believe Eddie Peltz was on the earlier side of those pit stops too. So really not the strategy that's worked out. And now you're going to have to deal with that being one of those earlier guys, not wanting to have to do it again, right? In that last run, you're going to try to have to run this one as long as you possibly can. So those drivers, I think mostly the biggest one going to be David Buell, going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, David last pit on lap 42.
And Jaron Valley has flat tires, I believe.
Oh, no.
He has been given the meatball flag from what I've heard over the radio, unless I mistook his voice for somebody else's. But what that normally means is pit now. Those tires are donezo. So Valley, I don't think it's going to be up to him if he can get in or not.
And to keep an eye on the one, he is already
Here he comes.
being
Valley
shown down, laps down.
shown that black flag by our pit stand, or I'm sorry, by the flag stand there. Forced to pit there is Valley. Those tires shredded to bits.
Yeah, and that is going to be way too soon. He's going to have to pit one more time. So add insult to injury. Not only was he slower than everybody, now he's going to come out with damage and another pit stop for fuel in his immediate future. I'll tell you who's not getting insult to injury. That's got to be J.D. Daniels. 3-second lead currently over David Buell. Really turning on those laps. Behind Buell, you can see Nick Mills coming into the picture. Still has Alex McCorder attached at the hip. And here comes Eric Gambrell. Gambrell with the freshest tires of the bunch. Slowly creeping up on those guys. Last lap, Eric ran a 31.96, just slightly faster than the rest of the boys.
Now he's done with that dirty air too. He was able to reel those guys in by about, 2 or 3 seconds. So Gambrell really considerably faster than those in front of him right now, including McCorder, which is super impressive. But Gambrell is going to now have to figure out his way around them on what are going to be worn tires for everybody. But Here it is. Look at the way Gambrel can just use that bottom once again, better than most. Always another amazing thing about Gambrel is not only has he been able to figure out long run speed, but he oftentimes does it using a line that others don't use or can't defend.
Speaking of defending, look at the battle with Chuck Kiger up in 9th place and Tom Lester. Lester going to dive down below him into the apron as hard as he can. But now middle speed of Kiger trying to roll it into the battle.
Yeah, this is some good stuff right here between Team Red Truck and Team Purple Truck, as Purple Truck has been getting a lot bigger, especially thanks to all the Kyle Busch tributes. Quite a few more of them here today. And the good job there. And really, what a great run here by Lester. He was one of those later cars or trucks to pit as well. I think he was the last one to pit, and this is very much working out for him.
He last came down on 52, so
there you go, yeah.
Tim Darby came down on 52, so Lester really making the most out of today's appearance, and not a surprise. Tom currently 7th in points after a really strong Kentucky run. So Tom right in the middle of the playoff picture, got that top 5 in the book already, and trying to improve on it here today.
Yep, and then Jaron Valley now back on the track with fresh tires for the first time in 80 laps, and my goodness, the speed difference is absolutely obscene.
Yeah, last lap 30.98, easily the fastest truck out there on the track, but got a long way to go. Here comes Adam Mailhot as well. Lap 82 is what I'm seeing, so that's going to be about a 37 lap run, 38 lap run to make it to the end. So I think we're in that window now. Mailhot choosing to bring it in ASAP.
Yeah, interesting stuff. As I think you had to have seen around you that wasn't working out, as we now have that battle for second place.
Look at how tight this is. Nick Mills. Oh, Williams.
Oh.
What a save by Buell.
Wow. Okay, we can take another look at that.
Hold on, it looked like Mills was pinching. Looks like Mills was pinching Buell.
Whoa. Okay, I got this
for us. Cost him a ton of speed.
And that was Gambrel, who does look a lot like Williams, to be fair. But here we go, guys.
Oh, was that Eric?
Yeah, that was Eric there, as they're side by side. Big pinch by Mills. That very much hurts. Yeah, the run for Buell, and a phenomenal save by Buell, like you said.
And then Mills and McQuarter say thank you.
Yeah, Buell just cannot get a break this season so far, but the speed is there.
Wow.
All right. It was another cliffhanger, Joe. How dare he?
I thought it was me that time. That would have been really bad for production if it was me.
Ah! So here we are on the lap 86. It's about to be 86 here as Buell going to cross the line right there. But yeah, Buell still has time to recover. I don't think he got any damage from that, nor did Gambrel. So no harm, no foul besides the track position lost, especially for Buell, as Kevin Kyle going to bring it down fairly early, Joe.
Yeah, this is right on the pit window to be safe to make it to the end. So Kevin Kyle wants to be the first one down. It looks like Joe Volpa's actually going to follow him down pit road here as well. So those guys going for the early end of it. Kevin falling back there on the early cycle. Joe Volpa's just trying to find any time he can, so he's going to come down early as well.
All right, so a few of these guys electing to come down early, which is very interesting. But I think now that you saw how bad that can be on the short run side of things, or I'm sorry, on the long run side of things, you can definitely approach this second run a lot differently. So we'll see if these drivers elect to do that, as this pit cycle has, officially begun.
Yeah, it looks like not a lot of
Here
guys
comes Buell.
coming down. Yep, Buell going to come down early as well. After the last time he came down on 42, this time he's going to come down at the start of 88. So that's about 45, 46 laps. A little bit longer this time, maybe trying to hedge his bets.
Yeah, I completely agree there. As you see Buell making his way down the pits, you see Joseph Volpis exiting the pits right now. So this field really starting to cycle through. You're about to see all those different situations where it's just where things can get ugly as well. And then we just had a driver announce for about 5 drivers that are pitting all at once. So that will be Normal.
So we're about to see the whole field come down pit road, I think. Zach Engel down pit road.
Yeah, there we go. So Engel been having a really good and quiet day here today. Going to bring it down for likely 4 tires, unless he's a crazy person. And then behind them is Beekman, and oh, wow, Beekman barely makes the pits right there. Maybe, I think he'll be fine. He grazed the grass on entry, but I think he'll be okay. I mean, no one likes a party pooper, so hopefully the NASCAR officials are cool about that. As Beekman also then proceeds to nearly miss his stall. Oh boy, these guys are overwhelmed. I get it.
Yeah, you got to be very careful, especially on this pit road. Very easy to miss your pit stall, especially if
Yes.
you're out of sorts after having a bad pit entry. You can see Tommy Fox coming down the pits this time.
Here comes
Like-
here comes McGivern as
McGivern
well.
as well, yep.
Yeah, we got T-Fox in here. Gonna bring it down. T-Fox, like we said, he's a phenomenal, and you know all about this, Joe, a phenomenal qualifier. And we're all there, so close to, I think, being able to put it all together and run up where he's able to qualify all the way throughout the race. But today, looks like he's got a top 10 truck, but not quite that qualifying speed in the long run.
There's your race leader, JD Daniels, coming down pit road, along with Alex McCorder, David Brenner, Matt Schofield, all down
There's a big
this
one.
time.
This is a big one. So JD McDaniel's last chance to do something wrong in a race that he very much has control of. And this is where he got the lead to start this whole situation. Took it away from Bill, and he misses his stall.
Oh, we got it. We got
JD
a
McDaniel
caution.
misses his stall, and we have a caution.
990
Is that-
went around.
The 990 around, yellow's out. I'll get us a look at that. And at the same exact time as the caution, our leader pitting and missing his stall. So I don't know how significant that missed stall will end up being. We'll take a look at this right here, Joe. And this is very
Hold on,
much.
hold
hit that
up.
horn. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. There it is.
Demolition Derby continues here on lap 91. We're going to go over to Zach now for that replay.
He didn't cause it, and he didn't pay for it. Or he did pay for it. This one going to belong to the 990, actually. Coming around here, I believe maybe, yeah, trying to pit. And like we were talking about, not an easy pit road to get into. And they're like, okay, cool, there we go. It's faced the right direction. I got this. And then she just snaps the other way. Happens to the best of us there. Around we go. Surprised that bred out of caution, but I think it's going to be this part right here.
Oh, yeah.
Backing back on the racetrack.
Just didn't lock down the brakes
Yep,
properly.
we know
right
where you
there.
learned that. And that is going to work to bring out a caution. That butt, half of that butt touching the racing surface, too dangerous there. And that is the first caution in quite some time.
It's also going to make this race absolute chaos now because there's only 9 trucks being shown on the lead lap. Steve Lewis
Mhm.
just got everything to cycle back his way. He's in 9th on the lead lap after all this. So a lot of stuff's about to happen. David Buell is going to be your lucky dog truck. That's what I'm hearing across the radio. And now you're going to have a bunch of waiver rounds. That's going to be Alex McCorder, JD Daniels, David Brenner, Kevin Kyle, Matt Schofield, Zach Engel,
Oh, boy.
Zachary Beekman, Joe Volpus, Zach Williams, Adam Mailhot, Nicholas Ammons, Tommy Fox, and Graham McGivern will all get the waiver round to get back on the lead lap.
Well, it's safe to say that we may be adding a extra lap to this caution here. I would not be surprised if we do. That's going to be a long wave around in a small track. We'll see if these guys are able to figure it out. As you see Nick Mills exiting the pits there. I believe he was first off. Yes, he was. There is our graphic there.
Yeah, you can see there. So even though Buell got the lucky dog, it looks like he may come back down, probably for some fuel only right there. We'll see what it pops up on the cycle there. You can see he took tires on 87, but I'm certain it's going to say 92 fuel only here in a second for him. You can see everybody,
Yeah.
though, on the lead lap. Safe to say they all took 4 tires based on that pit time.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Interesting stuff there from these guys, as this is going to be a crazy, crazy wave around situation. There's always got to be one guy who traps everyone a lap down. Here we go. I think it's going to be this time around. We're going to see Peltz the first one to make his way around that pace car. And here we go, yeah.
Yeah, Pelt's
got
able
you,
to
Mean
get back
Gene.
to 1 down right there. We'll take a
Yeah.
look here, see if we got Mean Gene. Mean Gene is in here. Not sure if we got him.
Maybe. Can you hear me?
We got you, buddy.
All right, I did a full reset on my Discord. I was like, or on my
There we go.
Wi-Fi.
Hopefully that fixes it. Mine's been acting up too.
Of course, my computer now is angry and won't let me open or close any windows.
Oh, that's fun. Well, you missed the caution. We were here under caution. It was right in the middle of the cycle, so this is going to be interesting to see how this cycles through. As lights are off the pace car, I do think we're going to try to go green here. All right. So it's going to be Gambrel who cycles to the lead. Nick Mills will cycle a second. Third will be, wow, Lester and oh, I'm sorry. Mills takes the outside, and then you have Lester. Wow, this is crazy, Mean Gene.
What happened with the wreck?
Just a little spin coming in for a green flag pit stop at the 990. No harm, no foul. We move on there. As Parker, no damage.
Pace car out of the way, keeping an eye on Nick Mills side by side with Eric Gambrel. No love lost between those two. Inside lane, getting a little back up. As you can see, Tom Lester making contact. AJ Benish outside lane. Nick Mills now firing off quite well. Behind him, Eric Gambrel, single file, Chuck Kiger. Lester on the inside is going to fade up into the fourth place. AJ Benish now up into the top five. JZ Bennett, Stephen Neal, Cody Dorsey, Steve Lewis, and David Buell rounding out the top 10.
3 wide in the middle of the field. Jaron Valley is back in the mix here as well. He's going to go all the way to the bottom. We have craziness everywhere. Oh, he's 2 laps down, so he's in the mix, but he's laps down. I'm sorry. And then, yeah, you see Kevin Kyle, all these wave around trucks.
Oh, no.
Oh, big hit.
Who's dancing?
Parker there. Parker, 2 cautions in a row there for that 990. That one I do not think any doing of theirs.
Riley Parker trying to straighten it out.
But yeah, we are under caution here again at Nashville. We'll take a look what happened there. It was between Parker and Jaron Valley. Hit it, Gene.
I can't. My thing won't open.
What's even the point of this broadcast?
I know. I'm really mad. There we go. Thank you, Joe. And the Demolition Derby continues here on lap number 83. Thank you, Tim Darby, for your support. Season long of the cautions here on the Dennis Bucket Big Truckin' Tuesday series.
All right, we'll take a look at what happened here between Valley and Parker. I think Valley just going to slide up ever so slightly here. Could be wrong. As you see Parker going a little bit high, we might see that same situation where you come back down on exit. Oh, that is what it's going to be. Parker loose on exit all the way down. Never even gets into Valley until then. Valley going to really have nowhere to go. Into the wall. Buell, oh my gosh. Buell just barely avoids the spinning truck. And Parker's not going to hit anybody here. That was close. That was all kinds of close. And so there we go. And this field still all types of mixed up. And this is going to be a very different restart because kind of saw it in our camera angle on that last green flag. But that was a wave around for about, I don't know, 75% of the field, which had been about 75% of the field was starting single file, which stretched all the way back to about the exit of 4. This time we're going to be double file all the way back.
Oh, I'm having a flashback of Sunday's broadcast where the same thing happened. We saw Nick Mills come in on a green flag, spin, and that put 2/3 of the field a lap down. They all got that wave around, but it really flipped the field.
Yeah, someone's always got to do it, right?
Yeah. There we go. There's your lucky dog guy.
Very nice.
Nope.
Our pit reporter doesn't know anything. We need Gambrel back.
It is Walterman.
It's Walterman.
Now put him back on the lead lap. 24 trucks on the lead lap. Dylan Walterman, recipient of the lucky dog. We're on lap number 98, scheduled for 130 here today.
All right, so it looks like we'll be going green around lap 100 is my guess. So that will be an interesting line, meaning 30 laps left in this race. Still at that point where tires will be tempting, but almost at that point it would be too late to take them. And everyone has 1 set left is what we're hearing. So what would you do here, Anjin? I think it's obviously very dependent on where you are in the field.
Mm-hmm, exactly. How far are you willing to fall back into the nest of hornets before it becomes a detriment? You know, fresh tires aren't going to do you any good from the 9th row.
Right. I completely agree.
All you're going to do is find yourself getting a fistful of Louis, Kevin, Kyle. You know,
no one wants that.
It's just not worth it.
No one wants that.
Luckily, We do see a ton of speed still out there on the track. Nick Mills, Eric Gambrell. Remember, these two boys had such a fun time with each other on Monday nights. So always good to see them back together. Behind them, Chuck Kiger, Tom Lester, Benish and Neal on row number 3, Cody Dorsey, JZ Bennett, row 4, and Lewis survived getting loose, and he is in 9th and 10th with David Buell.
Very nice.
So,
Very.
yeah, that Riley Parker caution ended up saving Louis, gets him back up there. Here we go, getting tight again on the grid. You can see 24 trucks on the lead lap, 31 trucks still out there ready to do battle. Pace car out of the way. Keep an eye on Nick Mills on the inside coming into the restart zone. Eric Gambrell on the outside. 3, 2, 1, away we go. Nick Mills with a great start. Chuck Kiger on the apron behind him. Gonna deny Gambrell to come down. Gambrell forced to stay up high. Finally slams it down in front of Team Red Truck Kiger. Kiger gets loose, comes up almost into Lester. Lester forced to go to the wall there. He and Kiger side by side. AJ Benish behind them.
Oh, and Brenner out. It looks like he has a technical issue. Keep your eye on JD Daniels, the guy who controlled the first half of this race. He is off to a terrible start, hitting the wall out of 2 there, guys.
Oh, Daniel side by side back there with Zach Angle trying to chase down the 13 right now ahead of him. That's Joe Vulpes. Vulpes at least still on the lead lap.
McQuarter ultra loose through 1 and 2. Gathers it back up, but he's going to slow. Oh, boy, this is going to be a
Beekman's
cluster.
helping him. Beekman's helping him by staying down there.
Oh, let me fix that for you, Joe. I am just not meant to have good software today.
Look at Kiger, 3 wide. They're in the wall. Oh, my.
Oh, my. There we go. Yeah, so we expected that. Oh, my gosh, these guys all really struggling with that entry of 1 right there.
They are. That's Dorsey and Kiger on the outside, Bennett and Lewis on the inside. Behind them, David Buell, and then there's McQuarter and Schofield. Everybody packed up again after that restart. 29 laps to go. We should have the fuel to make it to the end, but these boys all took tires back on lap number 92, unless, of course, your name is David Buell, as you chose to take right sides only.
Yeah, Buell, not quite sure why, but he, fuel only right. Oh, right.
Look at him fading. Look at him
That
fading.
makes sense. Yep. So it's a struggle for Buell right now, for sure.
And they've got the pincher Beekman now about the outside of him.
Oh, man. Yeah, we see Vulpes up to 11th here, so this is everywhere you look. Some craziness right now. Oh! Beekman appears to have been around. Oh, yeah, we got a problem here.
No, he's in the wall. He's off speed. Everybody diving down to get around him.
Looks like he's going to be okay.
Look at Kevin Kyle go below Mail Hot. Oh, it's scary.
Oh, wow, Kevin. That's crazy. Shades of Kyle Busch everywhere here.
Look at Valley, the 3 wide with Tommy Fox, and the 33 of Graham McGivern.
And yeah, we got a battle for the lead. Oh my God, Tom Lester looking for the lead here, Mean Gene. Let's go.
Let's go, Tom Lester. Let's call him Fred because he's back in the lead. Behind him, Gambrell and Mills, best friends, pals for life. And Stephen Neal with a front row seat to the entire thing. Team Red Truck Kiger behind them, Cody Dorsey with a strong run. And then here comes 3-time champion AJ Benish and JZ Bennett with him as well. McQuarter and Vulpes rounding out the top 10. There's battles everywhere on the track, but nothing as much fun as looking at Mills and Gambrell banging.
No, that is a fun one right now. Mills and Gambrell not giving each other an ounce of space. They're staying side by side, which is a pure perfect sight for our new leader of Tom Lester, leading his first laps in quite a while. Doing a great, well, not really. He stayed out earlier this race. So doing a great job right now, though. Lester is. And then, yeah, Gambrell and Mills mixing it up.
Yeah, great race. And you can see behind them, Steve and Neil. Neil also
Oh, they
having a
touch.
great.
They touch. Gambrel Mills into each other.
Oh, that wasn't a no-no spot, though. It's okay.
It was a yes spot. As those guys, it was just a little bit of a pancake, which you can get away with, but not going to make anyone any happier.
No, and right behind them, you can see Stephen Neal with a front row seat. Neal currently tied for 5th in the points with the power of his 2 top 10s. Does not want to interfere with his system, but right now he is watching Nick Mills and Gambrel having a big time of it, battling with each other. Both of the Gambrel and Mills, it is their second race of the year. And Team Red Truck.
Yep, Team Red Truck doing what they do best, which is creating mayhem and being entertained for broadcasters. These guys doing a wonderful job right now, and Kiger has just been up and down this field all day today. He's probably made so many passes.
Oh, and you go back just a little bit further, you can see there's Volpus, there's JC Bennett, AJ Benish inside Schofield, and there comes Louis and JD Daniels. God, I'm really sad to see Daniels. Oh, he's going to take it down low 3 wide with Schofield.
Oh,
and
boy.
He comes back up, touches
Oh.
Schofield once, touches him twice. 3 times a lady.
Yeah, who? Schofield. Apology right there, immediately over the radio from McDaniels. Didn't know they were 3 wide.
Wow. And meanwhile, Louis
Excuse I always use, Joseph. Where's
I was
time?
up here. Louis said I was up here.
Yeah, it's my favorite excuse.
I need a caution. Tom Lester still your leader on lap number 111. 20 laps to go. 19 at the start finish line. But Nick Mills giving chase. Mills currently in second, up 12 spots. But the story, boy, Zach, Tom Lester up 29 spots, currently in the lead right now.
Yeah, Lester doing a phenomenal job right now. This has got to feel so cool right now. What a fun race this has been. We got to watch David Buell lead the beginning of this race. We saw Tommy Fox on the pole, and now Tom Lester leading late in this race, around 20 laps to go, and Lester doing what he has to do. Super exciting here, but oh boy, cannot be comforting to see Nick Mills breathing down your neck. If you guys watched the broadcast right before this one on this very network, this is what I felt like when I saw Wybara at Darlington.
Eric Gambrel in third, Neil and Kiger rounding out the top 5. Cody Dorsey trying to close on that group. You can see he's about 5/100ths of a second faster than Chuck Kiger,
great,
but
too.
that is just not enough to get up there. And this is really the first time we've seen Kiger with Dorsey with any clean air in front of him. He seems to just be stuck in that group all night long. In fact, the first 3 races. So this is a great opportunity for the 9 to show exactly what he can do once he gets through a larger field. It seems like he's always been stuck in that 14th through 11th place in the middle of a huge pack. But now on this long run, I mean, just a few laps to go here. And all
Look
of a
at
sudden,
Kiger.
Dorsey's looking for a top 5.
Kiger just unlocked a little something, Mean Gene. His mid-corner speed is out of this universe right now. Check this out. So you're going to see him kind of check up a little bit in the entry, and then in the middle, he just blasts off. Right now, Neil, though, going to do a great job putting that squeeze on him, and that right there. Now, Kiger going to have to take a step back, reevaluate this, and think about how he can get this done. He has the faster truck, but he doesn't have the angle, doesn't have the lane to complete the pass itself, and we talked about how that might be a thing here in Nashville. I think we might see something similar happen right behind him now with Dorsey and right in front of him with Gambrel, but look at Dorsey to the inside.
Dorsey has closed the gap. Kiger being victimized by losing the battle. Might have heated up the tires a little bit, definitely threw off the rhythm, and now a little side-by-side battle as these guys are going to bring it across the start-finish line. This is the battle for the top 5. The 11 of Dorsey and the 9 of Dorsey and the 11 of Kiger.
Squeeze City by Kiger, not a millimeter spared, and oh man, Dorsey takes exception to it. Kind of shoves him a little bit up the track there on exit. No harm, no foul for either driver. I don't blame either one of them for what they did there. And now there goes Kiger deep into 3 that time, and that's not the lane that I was liking from Kiger, Mean Gene. He needs to back up these corners. It's so tempting to want to send it in deep when you're in a side-by-side situation like this, but it normally benefits you to bring that patience. Do what got you here.
Yeah, he's got to pinch him a little bit better, but just can't quite get there. And this battle's allowing Alex McWhorter now to slowly catch up on them. And more importantly, it's letting Neil pull away. Up front, looky now. Lester is still running hot laps, but guess who's hotter? And that's Eric Gambrell. Starting to creep up back on Nick Mills. Again, top 3 separated by less than half a second. And here comes Eric Gambrell.
Dorsey so close to getting a win here in Tuesday nights. Needs to hope that these two get into a fierce battle. And I'm talking about Gambrell and Mills. Nothing more that he would like to see for them to get side by side and start running some slower laps so he can drive away and try to strengthen that. But it may happen faster than that. Gambrell really seems to catch him, but then that dirty air gets to him. I just heard someone over the radio talk about how difficult it is to pass right now at this point in the run. So you're going to have to make something happen. It may have to be a slide job. It's going to have to be aggressive. Gambrell has another big run here on the 20 Mills.
Top 3 drivers separated by 0.3 of a second. Nick Mills setting up the pass. Look at him. He uses the stream, gets close. He's at the left rear quarter. Goes down, sends it into the turn. They're side by side. Look how close Gambrell gets. He gets the advantage.
Gambrell's gonna run. We go 3 wide.
Outside.
Watch for Gambrell here. Is he going to help the 6, or he's going to make a 3 wide situation? Watch for Gambrell to use the very outside here through 1 and 2. He's going to back up the corner. Oh man, me and Gene, I like what the 46 did.
Here comes that big run. He's going to get side by side with Nick Mills, all the way against the wall. Great run there. Maybe Gambrell can
Benesh in the
hold
wall.
on.
Benesh in the wall, still stuck in it. Let's see what happened here to Benesh. We can take a look. Oh, yeah, wow. We can take a quick look at this one, guys. Benesh and Steve Louie with a little bit of an incident, and looks like this created some pretty bad damage to Benesh. Let me know if I'm on screen. My stuff's being... Okay, thank you. My software is not being wonderful on this end either here, boys. But here we go. A little bit of a side draft gone wrong here, Mean Gene. And yeah, Bennett did... Or not Bennett, I'm sorry. Daniels did squeeze in there last second. And you see Benesh just right it up against the wall up until the front stretch. And that does end Benesh's day from what we're hearing. As we still have a crazy battle for the lead with about 10 to go, I believe that is. 9 to go.
There's battles all over the track. Gambrell and Mills still doing battle. Behind them, you can see Neil and McWhorter inches away from each other. And then look at Daniels, Vulpes, side by side. Here comes Louie and Schofield. Lots to be determined. Kevin Kyle and Zach Engel inches away from each other. Battles all up and down this field as nobody can get into the clear.
And here we go. Look at the inside. Is Mills on? Oh man, on Lester. Lester gonna try to hold on here.
Runs him all the way up to the wall. Nick Mills is not going to have the speed to do it. He's going to have to fall into line once again. Into the turn. Mills gets inches away from the bumper.
Mills right there is trying to do something about this, but what phenomenal defense so far by Lester, doing everything right. He just needs to hold on as Mills does look to have a very fast truck. Oh. Wow, boy.
Gambrell making heavy contact there with Mills, but everybody continues to move forward. This race wide open, 7 laps to go here at Nashville. You're watching the Kyle Busch Memorial Race, and everybody is filled with the spirit of an aggressive Kyle Busch.
You're not kidding me, and Gene. You're not kidding at all. As I think what happened there is Mills wanted to back up the corner, and just Gambrell said, nope, we're going in deep in this time, and he is not interested in checking up. They come together, and Lester getting that gap that he needs. He is so close.
Only 6 laps to go, 5 at the line, and here comes Gambrel again with the run. Looks like Gambrel's really trying to get under that left rear
It
of
does.
Mills and pack that air and push him up the track just a little bit. And
I
that would
agree.
explain why they made contact. If Mills was trying to back that turn up to get a run, at the same time Gambrel pushed a little to get to that left rear spot, that would really explain um, what's going on between those two guys there.
Yeah, it absolutely would. I completely agree. I mean, at this point in the run, there's going to be a lot of different agendas between these drivers, a lot of different ways to drive this track, and these guys are coming up on a lapped truck. That is not what you want to see. It's Darby. I think Darby will likely stay here on the bottom. I doubt he'll be a factor here. Darby, a longtime member of this league and a high-class driver. He is not. He's going to get hard in the brakes, make sure everyone can hit the turn the way they want to. Close with Gambrel there. It's going to hurt Gambrel a little bit. Gambrel's still able to park it in the middle, do a good job on exit. Nick Mills has a lot of momentum gathered up here. He has put together a really good set of few corners here to give himself what will likely be 1 or 2 more chances at this race win.
Yep, top 3 still separated by 0.3 of a second. Cody Dorsey behind them now has that lap driver in front of them. I don't think Dorsey's going to have the momentum to catch up to these 3. Still be a great run if he could finish in the top 5. McWhorter, and then behind him, Bennett and Daniels doing battle. Stephen Neal, Chuck Kiger, Joe Vulpes rounding out the top 10, but all eyes on the battle for the lead. Only 3 laps to go. Lester with the lead. Nick Mills.
Oh,
Nick
Mills looking to the inside.
Diving it down. Gonna power out. He's plowing up the track.
Oh, these guys going to side draft down the front stretch. Gambrel going to have an opportunity here to take him through wide. He's going to take that opportunity. Gambrel with a massive run. This is going to work out beautifully. They touch. Mills and Gambrel touch. Lester on the outside trying to take advantage. Lester trying to wrap the corner. Gambrel somehow holding on.
Gambrel pushing Nick Mills up the track. Going to force him to tap the brakes to avoid contact with Lester. But now Mills goes underneath in the apron. Makes contact. Takes Gambrel up high. Gambrel and Lester make contact, and look at this. Nick Mills gonna walk away after that turn, passes the line, takes the white flag. Gambrel, Lester side by side, but Nick Mills with the bump and fun, and away he goes on the backstretch. Oh, look at him waving at the crowd. He's got his gloves off. He's undoing the buckle on his helmet. Nick Mills bringing it into turn number 3. Already calling for a Bud Light once he crosses the start-finish line. Wow, what an aggressive move there by Nick. Goes down below the apron, taps Eric up into Lester, and bada bing, bada boom. Nick Mills is your winner here today. Here comes Gambrel going entirely too fast for the end of the race, and he's just going to give a little rub. Now he's going to give him a little bit more. And Nick Mills gonna give it back to him and says, you know what? Let's both wreck right here by the trailers.
Oh boy. Well, shades of Ross Chastain, at Coda.
Well, now let me ask you this, Zach. Let me ask you this. These boys have a history. I didn't see anything crazy, but clearly I think Nick Mills, I don't think he knew that Lester would get caught up with that.
No, definitely not.
But I
definitely
definitely
cared, but I don't think he knew either.
Being somebody who's won races by a little bit of front end contact, I'm highly familiar with what happened there.
We can take a look at the onboard here.
Yeah.
See what we gather from that. I think that's the only camera angle that will tell us anything, really. This is from the POV of Mills.
Yep. Goes down low and just bam.
Yeah, the only thing I don't love about it is the apron.
I've done it. I've done it.
Yeah. As you see, there it is right there. 2 tires on the apron into Gambrel. Gambrel trying to close off the best he can. And we'll go up to Lester. And yeah, just nothing Lester can do. I mean, he could have just kept going and sent Gambrel into the wall. Yeah, I think 9 times out of 10, that would have been the driver that just kept their foot in it, gone to the right rear of Gambrel and sent him headfirst in the wall. But Lester with a ton of class there to check up and give Gambrel a chance to gather it back up and ultimately cost himself a chance at the win. But hey, he finished second place. That's a huge finish for him, and who knows how the officials will look at this. But that was a phenomenal race there. Would have loved to have seen it come to the checkered flag, but it nearly did. And big move there, excuse me, by Nick Mills to get it done. Completely. I like what you called it, the bump and fun, because that certainly is what it was.
That's right, man. The fun and gun as he
Yes,
set him
sir.
up the track right into Tom Lester and ends up being the move of the race. Unofficial final results here today. Let's go ahead and take a peek at those standings there, Joe. Winner of today at this point in the adventure, Nick Mills, going to be credited with coming across the line first. Tom Lester going to finish in second. Eric Gambrell with the podium. This is the place where Eric gets third, I guess. Third
Yeah.
last year, third this year. Good job. Cody Dorsey going to come home with that fourth place finish. Good job for Cody as he's going to pick up his first top five of the year. Alex McCorder going to round out the top five. JD Daniels, we saw the rookie run oh so good at the beginning, actually led some laps. So what a first impression, Zach, that Daniels puts here on the league as he did lead 57 laps here today. So very impressive for the first time driver. Behind him, JZ Bennett coming home in seventh, Stephen Neal, eight, Team Red Truck, Chuck Kiger, nine, and Joe Volpus, two slides, one mo job, and a top 10.
Not bad. And you're going to have to finish those for me, Mean Gene, because my video went out. Our software hates us today.
Steve Lewis, the good captain, going to come home in 11th. David Buell going to finish in 12th. Matt Schofield going to be 13th. Tommy Fox, 14. Zach Engel, 15. Kevin Kyle, 16. Zach Williams, 17. Graham McGivern coming home in 18th. Team Red Truck. Nick Amon's going to come in 19th. Team Red Truck. Adam Mailhot, 20. Zach Beekman, so fast last week, last truck on the lead lap, going to come home in 21st. So Beekman, top 10 last week, a little bit not what he wanted here this year. But Beekman did have, I think it was one of the better guys pinching that inside lane, really knew how to make that second lane work. First truck a lap down, going to be Eddie Peltz, as he is going to come home in 22nd place. Behind him, we're going to see the 23rd place of Brian Tenold. Jake Johnson also a lap down in 24. 2 laps down, Tim Darby. Jaron Valley, the tire thing just killed him. And Paul Ferdiani going to finish 27. 4 laps down, Chris Smith. Brenner, 8 laps down. AJ Benish, 10 laps down in 30th. Dylan Walterman, Riley Parker going to round out the field. Keegan Lazar making an appearance, but not actually rolling out on the track here today.
So I actually will hit you with a fun stat since I don't have my normal data available to me. Me and Smoke and Joe, before this race, we were nerding out over different iRacing stats that are available to us. And one that we like a lot is speed rating, but another one that I like that I think tells even more of a story is not just your laps led, but your fast laps. And basically what that means is this is a 130 lap race, right? So how many times in those 130 laps were you the fastest car on the track that lap? And so I'm looking at our top 3 finishers between Gambrell. Actually, I'm looking at 4 people. I'm looking at Gambrell, I'm looking at our winner, Nick Mills, and I'm looking at Lester. And I'm also looking at the guy who controlled a lot of this race, which is JD Daniels. The guy who was the fastest in this race, it had the fastest or the most fast laps, was Eric Gambrell. So Eric Gambrell actually did have the best hot rod in this race. And then second, barely behind 1 lap slower, was JD Daniels. So very, very interesting right there. And then the third place car, and this just really goes to show that wasn't a fluke. We're going to see more of this, and he's going to get it done. Tom Lester had more of them than Nick Mills did. So really, really impressive drive from Tom Lester.
I'll tell you what, no surprise with Daniels being so fast, considering how many of the laps that he led. But you're telling me Eric Gambrell was that fast. Gambrell only led 2 laps, and that was at the end of a fuel run.
Right. He was doing that while working through the field. He was doing that while making passes, and he did it over 30 times in the race. Incredibly impressive.
Yeah. And yeah, he does come home with the 109 driver rating. JD Daniels with the top driver rating, 125.6. Four
The finish where he
drivers.
did with that is impressive. That's really
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, four drivers here today ended up with over 100. So there's our way too soon playoff picture. Now, remember, Dennis Bucket Big Truck and Tuesday series, there is no win and you're in. So it's all about accumulation of points, staying above that cut line of 12. If there is a tie, the tiebreaker means both of you go. Okay. Canadian rules. So
Yep.
the tiebreaker means everybody wins. Kiss your sister, big smile. So
Including that
look,
part, yeah.
yeah, looking at the way too soon, you can see a little bit of switching up top. McQuarter still your leader. Vulpes moves up a spot into second
No winning in,
as
that should be noted as well. So Nick
mm,
Mills, that even though he won, he's still in 11th.
yeah, he's still way back. Only the two starts. Top driver with two starts though. Tom Lester,
Mhm.
JC Bennett, Stephen Neal going to stay firm. Beal drops a couple. Valley drops 5. Schofield, Fox, Amon holds suit. And then you can see Mills and Angle jump right up. Eric Gambrell right behind the line, 1 point out right now. Team Red Truck Graham drops down a couple. Dorsey jumps 9 as he's going to pick up his first top
Nice job.
5 of the season. Team Red Truck Chuck Tiger, Eddie Peltz, Zach Beekman. And keep in mind, Dorsey and Beekman only 2 starts so far. So
Both
if
rookies as well.
Dorsey
Not
can
Dorsey,
put
I'm sorry.
together what he's been doing and continue to get that full-time start, so I think that's another guy going to be right on that line if he just doesn't bust through and
Yeah.
take it to the races. Now, the what are we doings? Let's do some what are we doings. AJ Benish dropping 9, only has the 2 starts, so that kind of backs it up, but 14 points behind the mark. Scary stuff out there for him. Going to need to figure out exactly what we're doing. Other drivers, big names I'm looking at, only 1 start right now for Kyle Lynott, even though he did accumulate 20 points. So hopefully Kyle can make a few more starts and get out there and be competitive. Another fast guy, Kevin Kyle, Steve Lewis, both of those guys with 2 starts. And you can see them moving back up to 22 and 23, respectively. So still way too soon to panic. But on the other hand, you got to start those races if you want to be in contention.
Yeah, and you're releasing a lot of that. Like you said, the first driver that started twice is in 11th place and won today. So it really goes to show just how much starting these races will do for you. Eric Gambrell has, as you see, he's started 3, but he's only ran 281 laps. Well, the most amount of laps you could run this season, as you can see in the very top, is 390, I believe that is.
Hey,
Um,
Joe, you there? Yeah, can you tell me who's in 36 with 3
uh,
starts?
36.
no way.
That's David Brenner. That's way back there in 36. He's
Hey,
so
hey,
far
hey,
back
he
he don't
finished
even
the
make the
race,
graphic.
guys.
I mean, he did come
3
back to finish the
spots.
race, but David Brenner. I've never seen somebody have as terrible of luck as somebody through 3 races as David Brenner.
And you know what you're ready to cry?
Hmm.
David Brenner, 4 incidents per race.
That's so brutal.
That just means
Oh my gosh.
1 race ending moment every time.
You're not even getting like the story and yeah, you look at the stats, you're like, what's going on?
No.
And then today he loses power?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Yes.
goodness.
Yes. The gods decided to bless him with the thunder and the lightning
Now
to
let me
take out
ask
his
you though.
power for 5 seconds.
Let me
Oh my
ask you this
gosh.
though. When his power went out, air quotes, did he turn around and his daughter's holding the cord? Like, "Ooh,
Denny Hammond style.
I
No,
needed to
no,
charge
no.
my phone."
It sounded like he was about ready to go outside and scream at the gods. Is what it sounded like.
Oh
Is
my
what I'm
gosh.
hearing. Is what I'm hearing down there. Because the man's luck has been incredibly bad. He was running, I think, in the top 10 guys
He
before
was.
that happened.
He was battling up there and was in a position to have a really good run, get tires on, have a good strategy, and be right in the middle of it. And the way it went green, I think that we
He
really
had
would
it.
have seen him. Yeah.
That's so
So
brutal. And you know what he was thinking? He was just cruising around like, oh well, I really wish I had a race winning car today, but I'll take it. I'm in the top 10. I needed this. This is
mhm.
good. And then boom, there goes the power.
Lightning.
Poor guy.
Well,
I'm sorry,
we'll
David.
see next week as the boys are going to be at Michigan as the Dennis Bucket Big Truck and Tuesday series will continue to follow real life as best they can. Of course, Kentucky was the Puckett. That is our season opener, the crown jewel, the Super Bowl, the World Series of our Big Truck and Tuesday
NBA
iRacing.
Finals.
And then after that, we're following the schedule as best we can. Texas, of course, going to come out of nowhere. You can see the schedule up there. Some amazing races and some great sponsorship as well. Thank you so much to the league and our sponsors by the drivers to just show their support and make sure that we get to put on these amazing three-man booth broadcasts. It's so much fun to be up here in the booth with you, Zach, and Smoke and Joe. So thank you so much to you guys down there making that possible. Ladies and gentlemen, you just watched the Kyle Busch Memorial Race taken way too soon from us. What an impact on the sport. Once again, my favorite Kyle Busch moment had to be screaming at the television as the guy rubbed his tears
Mm.
in my face. Yes.
Yep, that was against my boy too, against Larson. I remember that. That's actually, I hadn't found a favorite NASCAR driver yet. I just started watching it. I was a Jeff Gordon fan growing up, and then I stopped watching for a while. Yes, sir. And then I was watching that race live, and I was like, "This Larson kid's great." And I was a Kyle Busch fan, like I think all of us were, but he was so dominant, especially back then. I was just like, "Oh, it's not fun being a Kyle Busch fan right now." I liked that Larson kid, and that was such good stuff. I remember Larson giving him the thumbs up out the window, Bush saying, "If you don't like that, don't watch." And I couldn't agree more with that. And I've always kind of lived by like the rules that him and Larson set in that race. Like you can give what you've already taken when you're racing with someone for a win, but always showed that respect and really just such a great race car driver. And I think one of the cool things about Kyle too is that we've been learning about how much of a mentor he was to so many young drivers. And that's also been reminiscent of Kobe Bryant. I remember when we lost Kobe, I was like, gosh, I didn't know he knew so many players, so many players he had a personal relationship with. Kyle Busch has been the same thing. Didn't know how many drivers, especially the younger ones, he had played such a big role in their life, even ones that weren't on KBM. So yeah, awesome. That is also a favorite memory of mine. Absolutely up there in the top five, top three.
Yeah. Joe, you want to share any personal personal experience that you might have had watching this legend?
Ooh, yeah. There's just so much that's happened, good and bad, over his career. The one that I'm probably the most salty about. Uh, you know, to go along with Zach's theme of just feeling that saltiness as a fan of somebody. The 2015 championship race when Kyle went in there. I mean, the man went through so much that season. Probably one of the most gruesome injuries and wrecks
Oh,
I can remember when he got spun into the infield at Daytona back before they decided to pave everything at the racetrack.
and that
Once
wasn't a
he
safer barrier either.
yeah,
Oh.
once you get in that grass down there, like that's it. And he had to be doing, I don't know, triple digits easy when he flew into the inside wall in an Xfinity race, mind you, just because he loved racing in every series he could as much as he could. In that case, it bit him in the butt, kind of like with Tony when he broke his leg, collarbone multiple times running other stuff as well. So
Mhm.
Kyle kind of got the short end of the stick to start the season, and then went on one of the most historical runs for the last half of the season that anybody's ever seen. And of course, with the way the format worked back then, it just so happened to make it to where Kyle could make the playoffs. And with how hot he was, he rolled into Homestead, pretty much the hottest driver in the series. Jeff Gordon just got the Cinderella win to end his career at Martinsville. And yeah, Gordon had nothing for him that season at Homestead. Kyle was just way too good in that race, and I'm so close to seeing Jeff win another title to close out his career, but Kyle Busch denied him, and we saw that throughout his career, just showing up in those big moments and making a name for himself, coming back from the broken leg to win the championship. Everybody thought he was done that last year he was at JGR. He goes to RCR and he goes out and wins three of the first races in the first half of the season, and it just honestly, it sucks because it kind of felt like they were starting to turn the corner again. over there at RCR where maybe they found something, and there's always the hope or the intention that Kyle could get a win. You know, Daytona's the track where it feels like RCR is always so good, and Kyle's so good there. Almost won the 500. Pole at the 500 this year. Almost won the summer race 2 years ago. It felt like we were right around the cusp to another Kyle Busch Cup win with all his truck dominance again, and we just got. I feel like we just got robbed of the Kyle Busch resurgence that we were about to have.
That's a good one. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure, an honor, and great experience to bring you the Kyle Busch Memorial Race here with the Dennis Puckett Big Truckin' Tuesday series. But hey, our week is not over yet. That's right. Vortex Racing Network gonna bring you action all week long. Now, how do you make sure that you get to see this action? Make sure you're subscribed. Go ahead and tap that subscribe button right now. Like and share our videos, please. I beg you. Let's get it up there. And there is the schedule you're looking at tomorrow night, the Quantum Contender Series. You can watch Cody Dorsey and his team going for another win. Special announcer tomorrow, Kevin Kyle. Got to take a little break. So, yours truly, Mean Gene, gonna jump in the booth with Kyle Lynott to bring you that live race tomorrow night, Next Gen Cup, right here on the Vortex Racing Network.
Oh, it's
I'm
midnight.
sorry.
Yeah, I guess technically on the East Coast.
It is, yes. I'm missing a broadcast, a day. Tonight, though, Wednesday, MRL DDI Moonlight Truck Series will be coming out. Zach, where are we going to be?
That's a Smoke a Joe question now.
Smoke a Joe, where are we going to be?
Well, right now the broadcast stuff is kind of little kooky. So
Kooky.
So there's some stuff that's being caught up on. Right now, the last
Is
broadcast.
that a buddy question now?
No, you're asking the right person.
I love
the last broadcast
it's a
that's up.
Zach question. It's a Joe question. It's a buddy question.
The last broadcast that's up is the Richmond one. Is the Dover race. So technically,
Great
we're
job
on
there.
bye right now. Before the chase begins at Charlotte.
There you go. There you go. Thursday, we'll have a broadcast with me and Kyle. Then we're off Friday, Saturday, bringing you to Sunday, Elimination Sunday, as the Next Gen boys will go from 8 to 4 at that Michigan race. Monday, you saw us crown a champion last night. Grant Applegate, back-to-back champs. DDI ARCA series, one more race to go in that series as well. Zach, how is that picture looking?
Beautiful for me. 67-point advantage as we head into Miami. So I got a nice cushion. Yeah, 6-7, baby. I really just specifically went for that number. We accomplished that. So that was important. But now it's been an incredible season from heaven. And it's been a lot of fun. Would love to see. I mean, even though it's our last race of the year, it's still open. So we just welcomed a few new people last week. That race just went live before this one did over at Darlington. I don't want to talk about it. But it was, we're having a lot of fun over there. Would love to see that league continue to grow. And it will be coming back probably with the MRL Cup Series whenever they release their schedule. July. Okay, so yeah, we'll probably be off. Late July is probably when you'll see the ARCA series come back. So definitely check that out. If you're feeling some driving on Monday, come check us out on Miami. It's going to be a long, fun race. Can't wait for it. And it's going to be live broadcasted as well. Hopefully we'll have a special booth for that one too.
That's right. Plenty of opportunities to get behind the wheel and get on your favorite broadcast network, VRN. Want to be part of all of that action. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been our pleasure to bring you the Kyle Busch Memorial Race for the Dennis Puckett Big Truckin' Tuesday. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. Thank you so much to the Bonfire Racing League for sponsorship of today's Kyle Busch Memorial Race. Thank you to Admin Box forming a partnership with the Bonfire Racing League. Now, you might be wondering, what's Admin Box? Well, come on now. For those of you out there trying to clear black flags at 200 miles an hour, for those of you trying to give a penalty while you're getting your tires changed, this is a piece of hardware that's going to make your life easier. Set those keys That way you can just hit those buttons and become the ultimate in black flag clearing, penalty laying out admin. Also great for race control. Now, let's say you have an iPad you use, not a problem. Admin Box has software available for you as well. And right there you can see it. Get 10% off of your purchases. Use the code BRL-box with two X's, and you too can be getting a piece of that admin box built by racers, made for control. Thank you,
That's awesome.
admin box, for your partnership. And a big shout out to Tim Darby as well. Tim Darby bringing us the Demolition Derby cautions all season long. Tim doing double duty as he sponsors the cautions also in the Sunday Premier Cup. So thank you so much to Tim for being a season long sponsor across the board for Bonfire. You got to have partners like that, and nothing more fun than to jam that button. Unfortunately, Discord won't let me do it right now.
Our technology hates us today, Muji.
Oh, Joe, making it happen.
There you go.
Let me see. Oh, I still can't open it. I'm so mad. So mad. Thank you, Tim, for your sponsorship. Thank you to the league admins making this happen as well. Schofield, Binish, Neil, Buell. Yeah, I think I got them all.
I
Vulpus
think
when
so
he's
too.
forced into it.
Yeah, unwilling Vulpus.
Yeah. Uh, Been a pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. These boys will be at Michigan next Tuesday. Join them then, but enjoy the rest of your week. Love you guys. And as always, bottoms up and hammer down.